Hey there, Marshall here from Limited Resources. And yeah, we drafted this deck on stream actually. Luis and I did on LR 552. And I figured I'd let you come along with me as I played it out. This was the second deck that we drafted. And this is best of three. And this was a really nice, excuse me, this is a really nice black-white deck. So we'll be keeping this. This is one where if we knew their colors, I could keep or not keep it. But I think as it stands, I'm just going to ship that. We've got a really nice draw here, and we can just fire off a Revitalize or something if we really need. Green, red, green, white. You really like the imp. Just keep curving here. Okay. That's a good one. Looks like we've got a little mirror match going here. I'm happy to try to race against a masked blackguard. The Hooded Blightfang drains for one when it attacks, or any Death Toucher that they have attacks, but it's not the end of the world. Sure. Just going to time walk them here. That R2-3 is never going to be able to get in anyway because of this thing. All right, so let's just attack here and then play the Blood Glutton, which can actually trade off for the Blightfang or something. Yeah, this is actually the mirror, isn't it? So this turn we're going to get the trigger on the Indulgent Patrician anyway, so I can just play the Imp and pass. And then we'll save the Revitalizes for turns when we're not going to get the trigger, and our opponent will die very quickly. Okay. Not bad. And they're going to go down to 8 here. No point in attacking. We're at a pretty comfortable 35. Okay, Indulgent to get back a couple of Dirtles. That's fine. Oh, Scythe is kind of nice here. That allows us to trigger the Patrician just on its own now. How much did it take? Only 2, right? So I can move this. Sure. Okay, so they're down to 7. They gained 2 of it back. Oh, man. You killed my scythe. Well, it's 2 for 1. That's a good way to start a comeback. I don't think they have any attacks at this point, so I'll just take my turn. So let's revitalize and see what we get. Now we're just a stupid swamp. All right, here move. Down to 4. Uh-oh, looks like they're going to start getting frisky here. A little bit of a weird attack with the mutt. If they attack with the mutt, I just gain 2 life, so it's kind of... So they're just passing. What do they have? I assume if they had Grasp of Darkness, they would use it now just to so I don't gain any life. 3, yeah, skeleton's not enough. What is it? What am I missing here? They're apparently going to combine something here. Maybe it is just an extra safe Grasp of Darkness or something. Crypt Lurker. Okay. Probably just going to sack this thing. Alright, well, it looks like they just decided to let me gain 2 life, so I don't know what to make of it. Man, really? 2 2-for-1s with the mutts? It's ridiculous. Nothing much going on here. Another swift response is actually not too bad, though. This gives us a lot of protection here from a lot of stuff. Although now that I say that, they hit Chrome Replicator and got the trigger. All right, this is what we've been waiting for. And now they drew their swift response. All right. Well, it is going to make our life very difficult. Okay. That is not a bad draw. So what should I get? I'm down to 36, so I'm fine. So I really just want stuff that can get in the air. So I'm definitely going to get Indulgent Patrician. The question is, do I want like Blood Glutton That just trades off on the ground for something but gains me a bunch. Or do I want like an acolyte to make my patrician a little bit bigger? I think I just want the glutton. So which one do I want to play is the other question. I'll play this one. I'm just going to take this because I want to get at least one trigger off of the patrician from the glutton. Ooh, feat of resistance. Very nice. Very nice. I could jam with both. I guess that they'll probably just go for a trade and then like a double block. So that probably doesn't work. I'm just going to sit for now. There's an argument to be made for letting it resolve and then using that later to knock it off at instant speed when they don't know it's coming. But the 4 life seems really relevant here when I'm just a couple of triggers away from the patrician from winning potentially. Whew, that's a good one. I am glad we put that card in the deck. That was one that was kind of on the edge. We weren't really sure. That is tap, right? Okay, so that's really slow, but still. Not sure what I should do exactly. Because they have a fetid imp, so the indulgent patrician making that huge doesn't seem amazing. So maybe I just go for the falconer adept. No, I'll go for the glutton first. Because I can get that above, like if I can get this thing up to like at least requiring 2 creatures to trade, then that could be really good. It's a weird mirror match. They're just going to start sacrificing this ghoul, I assume. No? It's kind of interesting because they need stuff to happen here because I've got this little engine going now. Corster's okay, even at this late stage. So this needs to get up to 8 before it can really start to do some work. So I have to just stay patient here, I think. I might also want to start diversifying with this and just start putting stuff on everything in case they find a way to kill it. Sanctum. Okay. Sanctum doesn't seem too bad here. So I can already pump this twice. So I could make the argument for just starting to jam with the lifelinkers. They trade off for stuff, but I'm going to get triggers from this indulging patrician each time. I am going to start falling behind this a little bit, not like in life total, but just in my ability to keep up with it with these triggers. I think I can wait. Because if I wait, I can make it so that my opponent really doesn't have great trades. I mean, it's very slow with Tempered Veteran, but so I can do something. Siege Striker. Yeah, I don't think that matters. So that's 12, 13. So I'm almost actually up to 3 pumps with this thing. Or just a way to get rid of this fetid imp, and then I can just start attacking with the Indulging Patrician. But I need to have this on the battlefield for my little plan here to work. I'm going to put a counter on this, actually. I just realized I should be careful for Grasp of Darkness. Like, I want to make sure that all my creatures that I can have here are out of range of it. Not what you want to see at this stage of the game. A walking corpse. Okay, now that's a big game. So I'll play another one of these, and then I'm going to get to send in here, because now that's double triggers. Oh, but my opponent's going to block and sack here at least once. Well, fair enough. I don't think there's anything I can do about that. And currently they don't have a way to get it back. Okay. I get it. I get it. You really want it to die. I think I'll do it like that. And then it's probably worth putting a counter on to kill an additional creature here, even if my Blood Glutton's going to lose anyway. I'm just sort of gaining material for a fairly low cost. Okay, and then they take 6 here, but they gain 2, so kind of a wash. And if I can get one more trigger here, then we can win the game. They kill their lifelinker, so that's good. Phosphorus Acolyte. Okay, that does not gain them any life now, though. Let's see what we draw. You're going to send in the Siege Striker. I see. Yeah, I mean, this is a question of if my opponent has another removal spell, and if they do, it's a really interesting situation. Because I just want to attack with both of these, get 2 triggers, and just win the game, which I would if they didn't have a removal spell. But if they do, they could like kill this, block this, and just eat it, and then I don't have any game plan going anymore. Again, I'd like to do that with the Chorister here, but now they have a way to gain 2 life, and they have the Silver Smoke Ghoul in case they ever figure that part out too. That's interesting. Okay, so that actually changes it, because now I can just attack with one of these, and I don't have to risk, like if they do have the removal spell, I don't have to risk the world on it here. So I'll just do that. Doesn't look like it would be a good draw at this point, but it actually kind of is in a weird way. Maybe they just have like a Revitalize or something along those lines. They don't need much. They just need to gain 1 life to not die here. But if they can't, then they lose. Oh, no, I'm wrong. All right. Well, I forgot that that was going to be off the battlefield, but I still would have made the same play. So I'm happy about that part. But yeah, I did forget that we didn't have the win there. But getting rid of this fetid imp was a big game because now this is going to be lethal on its own. If this thing gets to hit anything, it's lethal. So now we're in a much, much better position. But I did forget that the Indulging Perdition would be gone, so I wouldn't win that turn. 8 cards left. We've got 8 cards left. So they may have to send in with some lifelinky thing. Okay, so let's see what they do here, because we get to know ahead of time how big this Siege Striker is actually going to be. It's going to be a 6/6. Yeah, I'm just going to take it. I mean, I'm sitting here on 39 life. Like this is a resource that I have to play with. So 12 me, and I'm still at 27. Okay, so let's put a counter here to make it enough for lethal on its own. We don't draw anything. So let's just attack with this. Because if this happens, then we win. If they have a removal spell for it, then we're going to have to lean on Anointed Chorister a lot more. What we want to see is them sacrifice the Silver Smoke Ghoul, because that means that they need to find something. If they already have the answer, well, then, yeah, Swift End it or whatever. Angelic Ascension. Okay. That does buy them another turn. At least another turn, I should say. Now they're going to sacrifice the ghoul. Okay, well, that leads me to think that they think that they're going to be able to get 3 damage in, or, you know, get it back here with a hit. Yeah, and that's why. So they're going to throw away the Acolyte, but that will get that card back and put them up to 8. So it does make sense. That said, I have 3 pumps now on this, if I want them. So I can gain a ton of life and gobble up this Acolyte. Also, did they just throw the math? Yeah, they just actually put the math in the wrong direction for them as far as getting decked goes. So I'm happy about that. Okay, so let's see how much they want to dump into this. 2 or 3 things, maybe? So that would be 10. So I think I'll just block here and just that's it. And just pump a bunch. This way I actually gain life in the even after combat. I'll be 1 higher than I started with. So now they get to trigger the Silver Smoked Ghoul. But now I think there's a chance that it's better just to deck them, although now that I say that, they don't have any way to gain life anymore. So I actually can just slam them here, I think. Yeah, so now that's real desperation there. Okay, we got it. Whew, that was a real grind. So the big question is for sideboarding is we're facing down 2 Rambunctious Mutt. And I think we want to have one of our own in here. But I am kind of on Griffin Airy. I can definitely cut the, and I will cut the Malefic Scythe here. What I can do is only play the Griffin Airy in a turn where I know I'm at least going to get a 2/2 out of it, and then if they kill it, I can live with it. And it's not, Rambunctious Mutt isn't actually that good against us. I could also cut the Airy. That seems a little extreme to me, though. So I think I will not do that. But I do want to minimize targets. Another card I could probably bring in is like a Gale Swooper. The flying seemed really good against them, where the stuff on the ground was a little less important. We only drew 1 feat of resistance, but that will be quite good as well. The Tempered Veteran and the Fetid Imps were both, we put one on the bottom, but the one that we drew was very good. The Falconer Adept actually seemed a little weak there. They have so many 3/4s that I think we can live without it. And rather just have the Swooper that'll fly over all the 3/4s on the ground. Yeah, this has a 1-2-3. I mean, I don't think that that's necessarily the way that we win the game unless our opponent stumbles, but it is nice. We just don't have any of our Lifegain stuff outside of the Chorister here, so let's get in with the Chorister. Looks like our opponent may have a swift response. But I'm going to try to play this game kind of conservatively in the sense that, like, I think this game could go very long. And I want to be in a good position if it does. That's kind of what I mean. Okay, this works out fine. I can play the Silver Smoke Ghoul. If they attack, I can block with the Fetid Imp or even decide not to. And then I can still swift response this on my turn. And so that's probably what I'll do here, although it looks like if they're going to leave up Feat of Resistance mana, that might be less good. But even then I can still Fetid Imp and block. So this still works out. They also just gave me a target for Rambunctious Mutt next turn. Oh, and this actually worked? Sweet. Okay, everybody in. Yeah, it looks like they were considering to use a swift response, but chose not to. I kind of don't blame them. There's nothing really great to do here. So they're just going to say, fine, I'll just play out my stupid Rambunctious Mutt. If that's the case, I'm just going to sacrifice this Ghoul since it can't get through anyway. Huh. And we draw the Airy right after they play the Mutt, so you got to love that. Interesting spot here. So I could go Griffin Airy, Revitalize, Temple. I could just play Rambunctious Mutt and blow up the short sword. I'm a little greedy and I actually want them to use the mana. I don't think we're going to die to a Rambunctious Mutt with a short sword, so I'm not really worried about that. So, all right, if I'm going to use up all my mana anyway, let's get in. I had to play the untapped land so that the Chorister could get in. Wait, what? Did I miss something here? That was amazing. They chump blocked with their 5-drop. I just tapped 5 mana, got back a Silver Smoke Ghoul, and killed their 5-drop. Bizarre. I could not be more thrilled, but bizarre. Let's just attack here. I'm really hoping that they block, but they don't. I'm just going to play my mutt now. Kill that. I'll take a swooper. So they have Fetid Imp now. I think I'm okay if the Fetid Imp trades for something. Including this Fetid Imp. Like if these trade, and I get in for one, and then I go Revitalize? Probably not. I'd probably just pass. I really want to make sure I get the Griffin off of the Revitalize. But I'm just applying a lot of pressure to my opponent who's down to just the one card left, so... And they've got Swift Response, sure. Okay, so this worked out okay. So I get in for one, I trade off ghouls, I'm just going to pass now, and now I'm in a really good position to take advantage of Revitalize and Griffinary and stuff like that. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I have 2 mana for the Airy as well. So let's get ready to rumble. Probably just going to end up trading the Chorister off here. But I'm going to get back the Silver Smoke Ghoul, and I will also trigger the Griffinary. And I'm still getting rid of their card. It's still a card for a card. In fact, I'm 1 mana card for a 2 mana card, so it's actually kind of great. Yeah, we're in fantastic shape now. Play this. Triggers, go, and we have like all types of lethal here. All right, so that draw went much better for us. Somehow we didn't draw any Patricians or anything like those types of cards, but we were able to get that win pretty easily. So there's the first round. Okay, we won the die roll. And we have a good enough draw here. Falconer Adept plus Feat of Resistance can be pretty strong against the right matchup as well, so that could be good. Being on the play means that this actually could be relevant, where it could be perhaps a little slow in some other scenarios. Okay, they're green. Green red. No, green black. All right. Another Fetid Imp. Card's actually good against us. That's funny. All right, ghoul it up. And with a couple of lifelinkers here, we're probably pretty good to just trade off the ghoul for basically anything. And if that isn't available, even just sacking it if we don't hit our land is fine. Visionary. All right. So they probably just attack here. We attack back. They probably just don't block. If we hit a land, I'd be quite happy, though, because I'd love to be able to put Falconer Adept on the battlefield here. All right, no such luck, but we do get to attack with this thing. Trading? Trading would be lovely. Yes. Trading. Okay. That's great. I'm just going to let that happen and just end the turn here. Yeah, we're a little bit behind and stuff because of our mana, but no, this is fine. Quaddle. Okay. A little bit annoying, but definitely a card we can just take care of with Swift Response at some point. I'm just going to ignore this imp for now. But hitting a land here would be good. Otherwise, we just kind of commit our mana to the swift response. All right, let's get this adept going. Whoa, Garrick's Gorehorn. I don't think I've ever played against that guy before. Definitely want a swift response. I definitely want to have Feat of Resistance available. Could get greedy and just attack here. If they block here, then I can Feat to kill a 5-drop. If they just go, okay, fine, take it, then I am facing down a lot, but I will have the ability to swift response, and then I can revitalize and get back the guy. Yeah, I'm going to go for it. This looks a little crazy, but sometimes I'm a little crazy. What can I say? So the question is, do I want a Feat of Resistance to get rid of this imp? I think I actually do. It means I can't switch response and revitalize, though, which is a little tough. Yeah, I'll just let it happen. Okay, so I revitalize here. Ooh, Daybreak Charger. I am just going to play that, actually. That is not the plan that I had, but that is a good trade for the Gorehorn here. I was going to use the Silver Smoke Ghoul to trade for the Gorehorn and then use Swift Response on the lower scale Quaddle at some point. But this Charger is like kind of a throwaway card at this juncture of the game, and if I can use it to deter the Gorehorn at all, I'll be, oh my god. Am I dead? 10, 14, 15. Oh, they don't have enough mana for what's it called? But yeah, that's pretty bad. So the question is, do I need a chump block here? Because I can untap Swift Response this. 18. I could take 11 instead. No, I'm going to take it. Because a double block, these two creatures on the lower scale Quaddle could go for a turn or two here. So that could actually work. So what colors are they? They could leave up... Yeah, there's a few things that they could have. But I think I need to wait on this anyway. So they can just cast this again. So I kind of need to just let them get in the air here. Okay. I'm just going to sit. Because this way I can play Feat to try to get rid of the Quaddle. This is going to be a very close game, though. Very, very close. Mainly because of this imp. Because if Swift Response kills the Gorehorn, and then I can use Feat of Resistance to get rid of the Quaddle here, then the imp hits me for 1 in the air. Oh, interesting. I could just turn this into a card. Chump block. Kill that. Yeah, I think I should just do that. Ooh, Indulgent Patrician. Interesting. Also, this actually is a double block here to kill this lower scale Quaddle. So if they have a card draw, like if they have Opt, I get blown out, but I think that I'm not in a position to risk it at this point. Or I'm in a position where I must risk it at this point is what I meant to say. But the Patrician was actually pretty good because in the world where I do win this game, I needed some way to get rid of the get in the way of this imp because this demonic whatever is going to come back on it potentially. All right, they didn't have the Opt either, so now we get to get rid of the Coatl too. Oof, that was huge. So if this is just a land, they may just... Oh. Never mind. They got a really good one back. And then they can just use whatever their draw step is. Shoot, that was close. We almost had it. Well, I guess I'll just make them do it, but they win. Yeah, that was good. That Dowser was very... Oh, they played their land. That means that they can't flash this back now, right? Isn't it discard a card? Yeah. That means I get to survive a turn here. Wow. So I assume that they just eliminate this and then force the chump. I mean, I'm still dead, but... Wow, that was weird. But yeah, if they go eliminate attack with both, I have to chump block. I go back up to 2 after I take the one from the imp, but I have no board. So it's still pretty bad for me. Not as bad as being dead, though. Though with this hand, I can't imagine getting out of this. Yeah, that's not it. All right, well, my opponent made a mistake before. I guess I'll just give him an opportunity to do so again. All right, looks like they figured it out. So we get to see one more card. Oh, they're playing this junker. All right, GG. Little tough on the mana there. Our opponent had 8 mana and we had 4. Not going to quite cut it. So I think we want Legion's Judgment. We already saw two potential targets for it minimum. We could bring in Rambunctious Mutt to try to knock that thing off. I don't love it, though. I don't love it. I'd rather try to use, like, Secure the Scene just to get rid of it. Maybe we kill Tempered Veteran just as being a little too slow with that much removal on the other side. Tempered Veteran's the kind of card that if you can keep creatures on the battlefield, it can take over. But if it's the only creature on the battlefield, it doesn't really do enough. All right, got to win back-to-backsies here. I'm going to mulligan that. Great. I am going to keep this. In Fetid Imp we trust, but I do have 2 2-drops here. And a 1-drop. I can cast most of this stuff. Maybe I just get rid of the Imp and keep the Scythe. Because it can go on any of these and kind of create a very difficult to deal with thing, and I need to get rid of one of the black cards here. Taste it. Okay. No luck so far. Okay. Good luck that time. So we'll just gain a life here. And I'm just going to run out the scythe this time. I'm hoping to draw a land next turn so I can do multiple things. Let's see what my opponent has. They have no blue mana yet, so that's a thing. Garrick's Uprising. All right, well, I will want the mutt if I can get it. So they have Garrick's Uprising, but a Portcullis Vine is their only thing. Fair. They're going to fight? No. I'm just going to attack. Are they just going to block and sack? That would make sense. Although I think you'd probably want to do this one, so maybe that's not what they're doing. No, that's not. So do I want to play this Fetid Imp or not? They obviously have something, right? They can't just be on nothing here. Well, whatever. I probably don't have the luxury of trying to get too cute here. Plus, if I just have creatures, you know, they're going to die eventually, and then the Malefic Scythe starts to become better. Maybe that's good enough. All right, they drew the card. Do they have an Eliminate or something? No, I could have moved it. I guess it didn't matter. I'd probably rather have it here anyway, and I don't really have the mana to fuss around too much. Oop, there's blue. Larcenist. Okay. Well, that's not a great card here. It's a lot of feats of resistances. Gonna take it? Okay. You're down to 6, though. Go ahead. I guess I just want to get the card out of the Larcenist. Teferi's Ageless Insight. So they want to get multiple cards here. Well, I'm going to let them. We have lethal. Right? 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can just do this. Kill you. Okay, I'll take it. We absolutely 100% want the both Rambunctious Mutts, it looks like. I did not expect that, I won't lie. Probably can just kill some lower impact stuff like the Scythe. And maybe the Daybreak Charger. Although that does trade for some of their 5 mana, like the 5-drop, so maybe it does stay in and I can take out like Falconer Adept or something like that. That seems good too to me though. Take out a Charger. All right, game 3. It was not a good draw from us, but we still got the win. Yikes. I'm going to... man, the Temple of Silence makes me want to keep this. But I'm going to mulligan it. I just think the 5 lands is too many. All right, I'll keep this one, though. I guess I'm sort of forced to get rid of one of these double white spells. We're on the draw, so we could be in okay shape. If we hit a white source in the first 3 draws and we can get the Patrician down. and or the chorister. And otherwise we have to use this fetid imp to kind of hold them back. But yeah, hitting a white would be nice. There we go. That is beautiful. Still just going to use up my mana here, though. Ooh, another plains. You know what I'm thinking? 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop into Basri's Acolyte here would be beautiful. I would enjoy it. Coatl. Okay, Coatl doesn't look too great against this particular draw. And we hit. That was nice. Woo! That feels good. Yeah, I can curve into Basri's Acolyte and then swift response this plus chorister on the same turn and then untap and start activating it and just do all types of stuff. This is a really good spot for my opponent to bluff attack. Like before playing anything. It looks like they already had the draw, so they don't need to bother with it. But if they didn't have it, it would still be a spot that you should 100% be attacking, I think. Okay, well, let's just curve into the Acolyte here. We can kill this next turn. So not quite a trigger yet on the Indulging Patrician, but we're close. Now the type of cards we want to draw are any of our expensive stuff and like Feat of Resistance to protect our board. All right, so they're going to track down. Like one way that this could go badly for us is if they just go like eliminate the Indulging Patrician like right now. Not that that's a disaster. It's just that puts us from being ahead to being basically at parity. So this is going to become a 6/6. Assuming they put a land or creature on top. So 2 top, 1 bottom, draw a fetid imp. Yeah, that's annoying. They don't have much black mana, but still. They can definitely just take this. We have a lot of ways to gain life back, and we're still looking in a pretty good spot. All right, they played the imp. No black mana, though. Yeah, that works. Ooh, hello. But I do think that this is the turn to kill the lower scale Coatl and hope that they don't have Ranger's Guile. All right, so that worked. And that means that I can jam here. That gains me 4 life, and it gets me a trigger off of the Patrician. So this is a big attack step here. So they're down to 6 now? Yeah, that escalated quickly. Kind of awkward to have the splash the imp, just if it ties up all of your black mana. Still think best draws in our deck now are cards like Feat of Resistance. Gorehorn, sure, you did it. Ooh, that should be game, right? Okay, so they go to 1. Seems good. Especially with the amount of air we saw in their deck. You know, Garrick's, whatever, enchantment, the blue one, like those are just all do nothing here. Yeah, eliminate's a little too late. If they have another flyer, then they can survive. But if not, then they're just dead. Fungal rebirth. Yeah, they're dead then. Right? They don't gain life off that. Just kill them with the imp. All right, we got there. That was a tough one. Those were close, but we did get there. All right, one more for the 3-0. Okay, we'll be on the play. Got a mulligan that one. Let's see. What happens if we draw white mana? Well, we're actually in pretty good shape, I think, in that case, so I will keep it. Whoa. What happened there? Oh, looks like my opponent scooped. Bummer. I wanted to play. All right. Well, I guess that's it then. Bummer. I mean, it's nice to pick up a win and everything, but I was hoping to be able to play out that deck again, especially because I think some of the draws that we had weren't even the best draws that deck could have. So, all right, well, that's going to do it. Again, combining the drafts from the show with the videos here is what we're trying to do, just as a little extra stuff, you know, for our listeners or whatever. So thanks for coming along. Hopefully you learned something, and we will see you back on LR.